Tax filing for 2023 starts next week on January 29th, 2024. So a lot of times when people come to file their taxes, they are not ready. They don't have all the required documents with them in order for us to complete their tax return. So I thought, let me make this video to show most commonly used forms that are required for a tax return. Now, you may not need all these forms. You will only need forms that are related to you, to your tax situation. But here I'm going to run down the list. Before I do that, I would like to explain that how a tax system works. There are a lot of details behind it, but just to give you a simple example, a tax return has three basic parts: income, deductions, and credits. That's it. Like I said, of course, it is a little complicated, but just to understand the idea how tax return or tax filing works, this is it: income, deductions, and credits. So the way it works is this. Let's say you have 50,000 income. So your income is 50,000. This is your income that you are supposed to pay tax on. But then the government says, okay, we allow certain deductions that will reduce your income that you have to pay tax on. So let's say deductions are 20,000. So the balance is 30,000. So 50,000 income, 20,000 deductions, balance is 30,000. This is your taxable income. This is the amount you're supposed to pay tax on instead of 50. Let's say your tax bracket is 10%. So on this amount, 30,000, you're supposed to pay 3,000 tax. So instead of paying tax on 50,000, after taking deductions, you are paying tax on 30,000, which is 3,000. Now, let's say the government allows you a credit of $2,000. This could be child tax credit, education credit, or there are some other credits, but just for this example, let's say you are allowed a credit of $2,000. So you take this 2,000 from 3,000 and the balance is $1,000. $50,000 income, which you're supposed to pay tax on. Deductions reduce your taxable income to 30,000, and the credits reduce the amount of tax that you owe. So after all said and done, on 50,000 income, you will be paying only $1,000. So this is just the example. Obviously, like I said before, it's a bit complicated than that. Now let me run down the list of the forms that you will need, some of the forms you might need to complete your tax return. So this way, when you go to prepare your tax, you are ready and you save a lot of time. So personal income tax, income, deductions, and credits. W-2, this is the most commonly used form. This you get from your employer. You have a job, so you will get this one from your employer. 1099 NEC, non-employee compensation. This form is used when you are self-employed, you are working for yourself, you offer your products and services to businesses, and if that amount is more than $600 for now, they will issue you a 1099 NEC that you will report on your personal tax. 1099 miscellaneous, that is if you have other income. 1099-G, this form is issued by your state if during the year you lost your job for a while and you collected unemployment compensation. You will get that form to report on your tax return. 1099-C, cancellation of debt. This form is issued by your credit card company when you have a debt with the credit card company and you settle for the less amount that you owe. For example, you owe 10,000, but you settle for 7,000. The 3,000 that you did not pay, that is considered your income, and the credit card company will issue you the 1099-C. W-2G. W-2G form is if you had gambling winnings. You went to a casino, you hit the jackpot, $1 million, you will get this from your casino that you won money from. 1099-R. This form is that when you take money out of your retirement plan, either after retirement or before retiring, you take money, you will have to pay tax on it. If you take money out of your retirement plan before your retirement age, you will have to pay tax on it, but you will also be liable for penalty, early withdrawal penalty, except there are a couple of exceptions where you don't have to pay penalty if you withdraw before your retirement age. 1099-B. 1099-B form is issued by your brokerage firm like Robinhood, Charles Schwab, Fidelity, Vanguard. So if you had investment portfolio, buying and selling stocks with one of these brokerage firms, they will issue you this consolidated report, which is called 1099-B. This will have history details of all your transactions. 1099-INT. This is mostly issued by your bank. If you have money in your savings account or CDs and you earned interest, which is more than $10 a year, you will be issued this form. 1099-DIV. This is for the dividends. If you earned dividend during the years, your brokerage firm will issue you that form. Now, a lot of times when you get this 1099-B, that form, that report will include these two as well, the 1099-INT and 1099-DIV. One of the other forms that you might get is SSA 1099. This is issued by Social Security Administration. If you are retired and collecting Social Security, you will get one of these forms. Now, Social Security income, sometimes it's not taxable if your income is low, but if your other income from other sources is high, then part of this Social Security payments might be taxable. One thing I would like to mention is that many people miss reporting these two forms, 1099-G and 1099-C. Unemployment compensation. A lot of people think that they didn't have a job, they really didn't work, so this money that they received is not taxable, whereas it is taxable, at least for federal purposes. Some states do not tax unemployment compensation. Second one is this form 1099-C, cancellation of debt. Again, since the taxpayer did not earn this money, they don't consider it as income, and many times they don't bring it to us when they file their taxes. So if you get one of these two forms, 1099-G or 1099-C, make sure you bring it to your tax preparer when you file your taxes. Form 1098 is issued when you have a house, co-op, condominium, and you have mortgage. This form is issued by your mortgage bank or mortgage company, and also by your co-op or condo management. This form contains information about how much interest you paid during the year on your loan, and if your mortgage bank, mortgage company, or your co-op or condo board pays your property tax and your insurance on your behalf, that information will also be included. Form 1098-T is used to claim education credit. So if you paid tuition fees for you, your spouse, or your dependents, you might be able to claim education credit. 1098-E is the form when you finished your college, or your spouse or your dependents, and now you are making student loan payments. 1098-E is the form to claim interest on the student loan. When you start making student loan payments, you cannot claim the payment now because you already claimed education credits. But now you can claim interest on the student loan you're paying. There are other credits that don't need any form. You do need information to claim that credit, but there are no forms to be given to you, like energy credits. So these energy credits are like if you install solar panels, you bought EV, electric vehicle, or other energy saving appliances, so you might be able to get some credit. Child tax credit if you have qualifying children. Of course, you need to have information related to your children, qualifying children, but you don't need any form to show. Earned income tax credit, that is given to families who have dependent children but low income. So there's no form. Obviously, you have to give information about your children. Child and dependent care. This is when you and your spouse are working, are students, are disabled, and you have children who you have to put through a daycare with a nanny or a babysitter, preschool, after school. This is when you claim the child tax credit. Again, there is no form to be given to you, but you do need information from the provider of the care for you to claim that credit. So this is the list of the forms and information that you will need to properly prepare and file your taxes. So make sure you look at these lists. Whatever applies to you, you take it with you to the accountant. The last thing I want to cover is how you get these forms so you can file your taxes. These days, almost all of these forms are available on website of the companies that are supposed to give you these forms. Some of these forms are supposed to be given to you by mid-February, but I think by now most of the companies already sent out these forms. Based on even your previous year's tax return experience, just look for these forms that are related to your tax return. I hope this list helps you speed up your tax preparation process. I hope you get a lot of refund. And if you need my assistance, please contact my office and we will be more than happy to help you out. Thank you for watching.